Hey everyone, I'm Scott with Mobile and 5 to 10 Minutes. Today we are going to look at UITableview and how to implement it with storyboards. UITableview is one of the most commonly used controls in iOS, allowing the user choice selections in a scrollable vertical list. Apple has made UITableview very memory efficient and extremely to implement in your apps. Before we jump in, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel below so that we can bring you more content. And if you have any questions, please post. We would be happy to address any questions. Also included in the description of this video are links to Apple's documentation where you can read more about UITableview. So let's go ahead and get started with creating a single view application. I've gone ahead and done that already. And I've also gone into the asset class and I've added one icon just so that I can show you guys how to add an icon to our basic UI table view. So the thing about Xamarin iOS is that they strictly decouple just because of the language constructs of C#, the protocol implementation of the UI table view data source. So as with Swift and Objective-C where you can implement that protocol, you actually have to derive a separate class and everything for that. So let's go ahead and go into our main storyboard, and as you can see we just have our main view coming in. We will go ahead and grab a table view. So let's see your controls. Let's scroll down. And here's our table view. So we'll go ahead and place that inside our storyboard here real quick. And also the other thing too is we also need to name it, and once you name it in Xamarin it goes ahead and creates that variable for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and name this a table view. Hit enter. So from there, and also we're going to create a table view cell as well. So we'll go ahead and drag and place a table view cell in our table view, and we will click on that and give it some properties as well. So don't need to name it right now, but one of the things that we're going to do is actually add subtitles to it and an icon. So we'll go ahead and select subtitle. There you can see that the detail comes up, and also we will go ahead and do a reuse identifier of, and we'll just call it cell for the time being, but you can name it whatever you want. So we'll go ahead and do that. So the other thing that we need to do is we also need to add into it our table view source. So right click on your project, and we're going to add a new file. We'll just go ahead and name this. We'll use an empty class, and we'll use we'll just call this a table view data source. And we'll create that new class, empty class right there. So you can see everything comes up here, and we're going to derive from UI table. We'll see if source, of course we're going to have to actually add into it our using instructions. So we will use YuiKit as well as well, YuiKit is the one that you want to derive from. So you can see here that we've going to have some errors on this, and so we're going to implement that abstract class. And so the two ones that you really need to methods that you need to override is for the UI table view source is actually the get cell and the rows and section. Now we're just going to make a quick table view with 50 items in there, so let's go ahead and return 50 items on that. And with this we also have to dequeue our cells too as well that we get there. So let's go ahead and create a variable cell and we'll use the table view that we get passed in, and we will dequeue our reusable cell, and we'll use that cell name that we defined just a second ago, and then we'll do that for an index path right there, and we will go ahead and return that cell. Now, one of the things that we have to actually do with Xamarin is we have to also verify if the cell is null or not. So let's go ahead and do that too as well. If cell is equal to null, then we're going to have to actually create a new cell. So cell is equal to a new UITableview cell. And we're going to have to put a few things in here, and then we'll just say it's a UITableview cell style of, and we'll just do a subtitle, what we defined earlier, and also we will have to give it a name too as well. There we go. So we've checked our null condition for the cell, and we've dequeued or reused a cell if we get one in here. So let's go ahead and just put a little bit of data real quick into that cell. Cell.text label .text is equal to, and we'll just do a quick string .format, and we'll just put the index path of the cell number in there. So we will go 0 and then comma and index path dot row. There. So the last thing that we need to do in tying this all up is that we need to go into our main view controller, and we need to put in here for our table view that we just created. And you know, if you recall real quickly, that in our storyboard we went ahead and called this table view so we can access that variable name for this table view. And we need the table view, we need the source to be equal to a new, and this is where our table view data source comes in, table view data source. There. So let's go ahead and run that real quick, and we should get our table view showing up with 50 items in it, with each one of the rows displaying and showing the row number inside of its main text. And as you can see, we've got 0 through 49. So let's jump ahead real quick, and we'll go back to the table view data source, and we will add a few more things. We'll do the detail as well. Cell.detail, detail text, oh gosh, autocomplete, it's not agreeing with me. Detail text label dot text, and we'll just basically do the same thing, is we'll just display the row, but we'll just put, you know, something in here too as well, saying, you know, detail text with that. And also let's go ahead and add an icon too as well. Cell.image .image is equal to a UI image, and then from bundle. So we're going to go ahead and grab from our asset xcassettes the name of that asset that I went ahead and put in there earlier before we started coding. So and we'll just, you know, use that the name XAML icon there as well. Let's double check. Yep, XAML icon. We're going to use that icon. So we should be able to go ahead and stop this and run it, and our UITableview should come up with detailed text as well, which it does, detailed text with the row number in it, and also it comes up with an icon on there. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. You just have to find that data source and implement the UITableview derived from UITableview source, and implement the get cell and rows and selection. Tie that into your view controller, which contains that table view, and set that data source to there so that it knows where to grab its data. So I hope this helps out. Thank you for watching.